Gotta go.
Hey, guy, you're the first serious gamer I've seen all morning. Check this out. Brand new 16-bit Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. Wow!
What's this one?
Oh, this is Sonic the Hedgehog from Sega Genesis. Hey, look at these radical colors, huh?
Wow, Sonic's fast, too.
No, over here.
I like Genesis, and it costs a lot less.
Wait, kid, that game
I'll
there.
take Sonic and Genesis.
I knew that.
Sonic the Hedgehog. More action, more speed. Sega Genesis. It's a whole lot more for less.
Hi guys, welcome to Does It Hold Up? I'm Skull.
And hey, I'm Fox.
And today we're reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, so to start off with, we're going to talk about the cover art that we have here for Sonic the Hedgehog. And I think it just does a pretty good job. I mean, Sonic right there, he just kind of looks like a cocky douchebag though, but, you know, kind of...
You're too slow. But he kind of looks a little weird on the face, and the coloring is a little weird, but it's alright. Basically gives you exactly what the game is going to be.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Yeah, that's pretty much all we really have to say about the cover art.
It's okay.
It does the job. It gets the job done, I guess, yeah, pretty much.
It does what a cover's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's better than Mega Man.
True. This isn't a bash on Mega Man right now.
God damn it, I love Mega Man though.
Alright, yeah, guys, and now we're going to go into the concept art for the characters in Sonic the Hedgehog. For example, now we're on to Dr. Eggman, or also known as Dr. Robotnik, where in this one he has pajamas on. And originally, guys, he was going to be the main character in the game.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, he was originally going to be the main character in his own sort of game, but I guess Sega didn't want, just to go with it, but they also didn't want to lose the character. So they saved him, and they eventually turned him into an antagonist, to which now we know him as Dr. Eggman, which is really nice.
Okay, the next image here is kind of weird. Eggman's pretty big. He looks a lot more cartoony than he comes off in the game. What do you have to say, Fox?
Nothing else. That's pretty much good, yeah. So pretty much just Eggman's bigger, more, rounded because, of his egg form or egg, name, known as in Japan. And yeah. And then the next one, we just have the final version of Dr. Eggman. Basically, short and simple, is just the Eggman we know today. We see him, but they changed his, they changed how he looks like nowadays. But it's still the way we kind of see him in the old generation of games. But yeah.
Okay, in this one, Sonic looks a little weird. He looks a little more animalistic, kind of. They went for more humanoid-ish tone, I guess. And they kind of made the quills smaller. But yeah, he looks a lot more like Taz here, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I'm pretty well.
That vibe.
Yeah,
What do you say, Fox?
One of the reasons I think so is because this is one of the earliest, interpretations of Sonic. Since he was a hedgehog and stuff like that, he has multiple quills. Also, the fact that he was also, before he was named Sonic, he was supposed to be named Mr. Needlemouse. So I guess that could also come from there. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. Go.
And this next picture, he looks a little weird, but it's closer than the last one.
Alright guys, and then the next one we just see just Sonic and Madonna, his supposed to be girlfriend, but she ended up getting scrapped. I think the reason they did this was, yeah, we don't need any of that anymore, especially after what Sonic 06 became. But
There's too much bestiality problems to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, what's it called? I think the only reason they did this is because they also wanted to copy Mario on his, having Peach as a girlfriend, Miss Princess Toadstool. Yeah, and I'm glad they scrapped that and put Amy in place of Madonna instead. So, go.
Okay, and this is a picture of the Amy, which first appeared in Sonic CD. She looks basically just like a female Sonic, with a few more feminine features, really.
Yeah, an 80s female Sonic, basically.
And clothes.
And here, guys, we just see, the entire crew of Sonic, basically, back in the 90s. Yeah, just Sonic,
Classic
Tails.
Sonic.
Yeah, classic Sonic. Yeah, Sonic, Amy,
Even
Knuckles.
characters from Sonic the Fighters.
Yeah, and Knuckles Chaotix and stuff like that. Yeah, go.
Okay, and here are all the zones in the original game. Here's Green Hill Zone, Marble Zone, aka Hell, Spring Yard Zone, Labyrinth Zone, Starlight Zone, Scrap Brain Zone, and Final Zone.
Yeah, and to emphasize, Marble Zone is a fucking piece of shit, and that one should not have been created. God damn that fucking
Or
zone.
at least later in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the actual game. The plot goes like this. In an attempt to steal the 6K emeralds and harness their power, Dr. Apple Robotnik, or in Japan, Dr. Eggman, has trapped the animal inhabitants of Southern Island, which the name they later changed to Mobius. So anyway, he traps them in aggressive robots and stationary metal capsules. And you play as Sonic, and you must stop Dr. Eggman from taking over Mobius, or South Island, or whatever.
Yeah, guys, now on to the gameplay. So basically, Sonic the Hedgehog is a 2D side-scrolling platformer whose gameplay centers around Sonic's ability to run at high speeds. Basically, you know, how he fucking runs at Sonic fucking speed. Fucking, what is it, Mach? No, not Mach. Yeah, Mach speed. Through levels incorporating springs, slopes, high falls, and loop-the-loops. The level contains hazards in forms of badniks, or robots, what's it called, in which Dr. Robotnik has trapped animals. Although destroying the robot frees the animal within, this is not required to complete the game. The player must avoid rosy spikes, falling into bottomless pits, being crushed by moving walls or platforms, and drowning, which can be avoided by breathing air bubbles periodically released from vents or pockets. Sonic's main attack is the spin, which he curls into a ball and rotates rapidly, damaging enemies and obstacles. This can be performed by jumping in the air or rolling on the ground. Scattered around each level map or gold rings, and collecting 100 gold rings rewards the player with an extra life, sort of like how coins in Super Mario, you know, just reward you with a life. Rings are a layer of protection against hazards. So basically, if Sonic has at least one ring when he collides with an enemy or obstacle, he will survive. However, all his rings will be scattered. They will flicker and disappear in a few seconds if they are not picked up again. If Sonic is hit without any rings, he will lose a life. Although shields and temporary invincibility may be collected to provide additional protection, certain hazards such as drowning, being crushed, falling down a bottomless pit, or running out of time will cost Sonic a life regardless of rings or other means of protection. The game is divided into 6 zones, like how Skull said earlier. There's Green Hill, Marble, Spring Yard, Labyrinth, Starlight, and Scrap Brain, each with its own visual style and enemies. A player must navigate through each zone subdivided into 3 acts to progress. At the end of each zone's 3rd act, the player confronts Dr. Robotnik, who pilots a different vehicle each time, in a boss fight. After the 6th zone, the player continues directly to the final zone for a last encounter with Dr. Robotnik. They begin with 3 lives, power-ups, and rings add more, which are lost when Sonic collides with hazard enemies, like I said before, without rings. Falls off screen or exceeds an act's 10-minute time limit. Lampposts acting as checkpoints allow Sonic to return to the most recently activated lamppost when he loses a life. If he loses a life as a result of time running out, running out, but has another life, the timer will reset to 0 when he returns to the checkpoint. If all lives are lost at any point of the game over screen will appear, and the player will have to start over the act with their lives if they have any continues. So basically, yeah. And also, there are also special zones, which basically you get after collecting 50 rings on each act, and there's a total of 6, and those are important to get the Chaos Emeralds at the end of each special zone, which you will need to defeat Dr. Robotnik. So yeah, now we're going on to thoughts. So Skull, you have any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, as for the thoughts, it's a really solid game. It's really fast, and for the time, it was pretty amazing. It's still pretty good now. It's definitely a worthy competitor to Super Mario Bros. 3, which was the one out at the time, and I think it still holds up fairly well, really well, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the same thing. The game is really well done. I mean, the level design, the controls are mapped really well. Also, the controls are really smooth. I really like the colors and everything. Although it is a little edgier than Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 3, but I still really like it. I grew up with Sonic, so I guess I kind of have like a biased opinion over that.
I'm kind of both.
Yeah,
I both really solid.
like I said before, I do prefer Sonic way over Mario. But this will not get me in the way.
Middle of that.
Yeah, but this will not get in the way of me of how I feel with this game though. What's it called? In general. But yeah, what's it called? Some cons though to this game are that, for example, just bottomless pits. They're never fun in any game, and also getting crushed by walls and just like moving platforms or whatever. That always sucks, especially when you're like about to move to another platform, and then like a platform from above just crushes you without just like sort of like with you just sort of like fucking up. Also, Marble Zone is hell.
Yep, hell. Yeah. So I spent like 30 minutes on the last level. Shut up! I know someone's gonna call me like a fucking pleb, but it was tough. But I eventually beat it.
Yeah, I agree with
Through
that.
blood, sweat, and tears.
blood, sweat, tears, and semen. All right, actually,
Exactly.
instead of adding the code,
How most babies are made.
instead of adding the code towards the end, let's add it right here. Skull code
Oh yes. The code is "You're too slew."
with two O's at the end. Slew.
Yeah, SLOOW. Or zeros would be also acceptable.
Yeah, and so yeah, and some other cons here and there though are also that for example, actually, are there any more cons?
Not really. I mean, it's pretty solid.
Oh, there are some other cons. For example, there is lava and spikes fucking everywhere. For example, Marble Zone is consisted of nothing but lava most of the goddamn time.
Yeah, well, it's mostly just lava, spikes, and occasionally a marble or two.
Yeah. Seriously. God
Yeah.
damn. I mean, like, it's consistent. Like, all those hazards and shit, which is pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But overall, I think what I would rate this game is probably a 9 out of 10. It aged really well.
9
I
out of
like the
10.
game.
I
Yeah,
agree.
everything is pretty fair. I mean, nothing really seems cheap or unfair in the game. Everything is well designed and well
Except
done.
Marble Zone.
Yeah, except Marble Zone.
That one feels pretty cheap.
But yeah, and that is truly what we feel about the game. The game is actually really well done. I like the game a lot. Yeah, pretty much. What else do you have to add, Skull?
Wait, what?
Anything else you need to add?
No, not really. It's a solid game. If you haven't played it, go play it.
So yeah, guys, you heard it here first. 9 out of 10, guys. We like that game. It is a well done game. So yeah, remember, guys. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Thanks for watching. Comment if you think we should improve on anything, or if we did good, or if we did bad, or if we forgot anything. And comment maybe a game, and maybe we'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, guys.
Bucks.
Yeah, these are no problem to do, and we enjoy doing these. So yeah, enjoy, and thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.
See you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Leave a comment below what we should do next, and if there's anything that we could fix.